Hi, guys. I want to talk a little bit about this week's discussion on mental health. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Not something you would normally see in the classes, but something I need to bring up and really discuss in regards to people that are going to be in your profession, those that are going to be leaders. There's a realization that people are people. We are human. We are not Superman. We are not Wonder Woman. Um, we're not Batman. The fact is that people have feelings. The fact is that things get to them, stress gets to them. We're seeing an overwhelming, issue today. I mean, the normal operations of a hospital or a facility can be stressful. Short pay, short people, overworked hours. But now going on with COVID-19, we're seeing so much more. We just had, a doctor that was in New York City commit suicide. There's so many more that are having problems. So when you get into a position of leadership, you have to bring up the aspect of mental health. Be an advocate for it. When it comes to people working in facilities, many times it's the old adage of suck it up, buttercup, and get back to work. We deal with it with dark humor. We make a lot of jokes. We have fun in the best way we can, but meanwhile, inside it's still eating at us. And that builds up over time, and many people can take it and other people can't. They have trouble sleeping. They have physical problems as their body starts to react to stress. Maybe they have eating issues. They're going to maybe fall to alcohol or drugs. They may be an angry individual, that wouldn't normally be angry. So there's all reactions that you may have because of stress and whatnot. It's a realization that people are human, looking at people, noticing people that are not working in the same way that they did before. Maybe they're taking more sick time. Maybe they're being lazy. Maybe their work is not as complete as it used to be. Um, you know, as leaders, you have to take into account for people's lives. Now, also remember, it's not only the lives within inside the hospital that are, functioning, it's the people's family. So somebody that may be coming in and maybe you're showing up late or calling in sick a lot, may not be necessarily having problems at work, but are having problems at home. Again, we realize that, the mental health of an individual is affected by this. So we have to understand what people are. We have to keep an eye on people. We have to offer them services. If you're in a facility that doesn't have services, ask your leadership, what can we do to bring services into our facility? What can we do to help our workers? Especially now we're looking at people that are on the computers and that are not for lack of a better term, pushing paper, and doing the processes behind the work to keep the facility going. They're also stressed. There's a reduction in income because people are not coming to facilities. So, we have to look at everybody in the hospital or the facilities, from the janitor to, the security guard to the food worker. Everybody counts. It's like an army unit. You don't fight with just the guys that are pulling the trigger. You deal with the guys that are in the back, the guys that are loading, the guys that are bringing you equipment, the guys that are pushing paper, and all that stuff. It works as a unit. As a facility, you can have to think at everybody and look at everybody within your facility. Mental health is a growing issue. We're seeing so much of it. We're seeing a lot of problems more than we've seen before, because people are talking out about it more. In some ways, I think life is a little more stressful than it used to be, many, many years ago. but we're also finding out that people in the past of our greatest generation and the 60s and 70s, uh, um, where you were basically told to shut your mouth and do your job. Those people are having problems now. Either it's mental problems or physical problems. We know that, mental problems, that are kept inside and that, um, aren't dealt with actually manifest in physical problems. Uh, you know, some of the things that we see are autoimmune diseases, and things like lupus and unknown GI problems, mysterious back pains and mysterious muscle pains, tiredness and things like that. So mental health and stress actually physically changes the body and the makeup of the body and how it works, and also physically changes the makeup of the brain. There are CAT scans of people that have looking under stress, and the areas of the brain that are no longer firing or are firing continuously, that shouldn't be firing in a person that may be under arrest, situations like in a CAT scan. The brain is lit up like a Christmas tree. So we actually know that stress physically changes the brain. I mean, there are many things that do to help a person, which we can talk about, yoga and distressing and finding hobbies and things like that. But really, it's that first step of recognizing a person having a problem, offering them help, or, you know, getting them to get help. I always say the first thing and the hardest thing a person with a mental problem has is taking that first step and admitting that they're having a problem. Once you've taken that step, it gets easier. But that first step, the first step that a person has to take when it comes to admitting that they're having stress or having a mental problem, is the hardest step anybody will ever take in their entire life. I don't care whether it's drugs, addiction, or just, I'm having a mental problem, I'm having stress. Taking that first step is the first and hardest thing you will ever do in your entire life. I know it was for me. And I've had my help with my issues from being in EMS and fire. Um, and, so as leaders or as people that may be in positions, again, talk to your leadership, bring it up. Sometimes within the stress of doing a job, as a leader, you don't necessarily think about it. Just bringing it up, it can start a conversation, and be better for people. As leaders, watch your people, look for them, look what they're doing on a daily basis, look how they're acting. Are they happy? Are they sad? Are they suddenly angry that they were never angry before? Just go to them and say, hey, is there something I can do for you? Do you need to talk? Sometimes just talking helps. You may not be able to offer assistance or, real help to them, but many, many times just listening to a person's problems will help that person. Again, mental health is an ongoing issue. We're seeing a lot of it. It's going to get worse. Facilities are going to see a whole lot of stress. People are seeing a whole lot of stress in their lives. There's so much uncertainty going on right now. I know some of you are stressed. I can see it in the way you're responding when you respond in class. I know that your daily routine of life is somewhat getting in the way. So I'm keeping an eye on you guys, believe me. But again, I hope this little bit of information is good for you guys. If there's any more information you want, in regards to it, please let me know. I've got tons of information in regards to stress and PTSD, and I can direct you to where to find it, and sources. If you want to bring the conversation up to, your leaders and need some information, please email me, put it out in the class. I'll get you the information. I'm one of those guys that is always here for others in regards to helping others. Um, so again, ask me. I'm more than glad to get the information for you. You guys are doing great. I love what I'm seeing in class. You guys really are tremendous. I'm learning a lot from you guys, as I always learn from every class that I have. And I'm very happy with where the class is going. So again, if you guys are having problems, please reach out to me. If you guys want more information, please reach out to me, and I'll see you guys in class.